I just want to jump in on one thing there, and I think this is that rose-colored tint that I'm bringing to things lately. But the injection of money may also alleviate those stresses you were talking about earlier, Nathan, and leave you in a position where you can salvage the relationship. When you've taken away that constant background noise of financial stress, is the relationship something you want to save? And either way, like, there's nothing wrong with either decision you make there. I just want to flag that that is a valid reaction, that when you no longer have to worry about making the mortgage or making ends meet, and you can actually look at the person next to you as a partner rather than just, a participant in the life. That's something to consider as well. Perhaps that's an option. I just don't want it ever to seem like we are encouraging people to divorce.
No, and you're so right. I can name a number of separation cases I've worked on with different examples because we do a lot of that work. But I have a specific example of a couple I work with who they weren't getting separated, but their relationship was going through some hard times. And they were both working so many hours that it was putting pressure on their health, it was putting pressure on their sense of self. It really challenged a lot of their standard of living. And it came to a relatively small inheritance. And I say that it was a couple of $100,000, but it was enough to stop the mortgage payment. And we talk about this often in inheritance cases where inheritances can seem like it's an insane amount of money, a couple of $100,000. But it's not necessarily always life-changing. Like, it definitely helps, but it doesn't stop you from having to do anything altogether. It's not a lottery win. But in this instance, it enabled them to clear the mortgage. That trigger meant that they sat down and they worked out what was going on in their life because they could. And one of them cut their days back substantially, one quit their job. And they spent time together. And interestingly enough, they were still in love and they didn't separate. And as far as I'm aware, they're still together and they were able to move their way into retirement quite comfortably from for whatever better term, windfall, but it's not. It was an inheritance. They lost someone they loved. But that enabled the repair that needed to happen. So yeah, I think sometimes these things can do a lot of good as well. And that's that curiosity and empathy piece that we would always encourage.